alternative investments are very difficult to define because it's not so much what they are, but what they aren't. Basically, an alternative investment is anything that isn't public traded equities and publicly traded fixed income. Like anything else is an alternative. So it's a huge universe of opportunity there. And some of them are diversifiers. Some of them have great opportunity for excess returns. Other things that fall into alternative investments, although much harder to access for the average person, would be things like private equity, private credit, venture capital. And then there's some more esoteric things like funds that invest in wine or music rights. These are all things that fall into the alternative investment bucket. It's a very large universe and not everything's a diversifier. And then there's an aspect of liquidity that comes into play. But the average person, to gain benefit from investing in alternatives, can do so through readily available products like ETFs and mutual funds. An example of an alternative strategy that I personally use in our portfolios is an ETF with the ticker symbol BTAL. This is a fund that is market neutral, which means that it's equally as long as it is short, and it goes long stocks that are low volatility, so that have low beta, and it goes short stocks that have high volatility or high beta. And this is a factor, beta is a factor that is persistent over time. There's a number of research studies that show that low volatility, low beta stocks outperform. As long as what you are buying performs better than what you are selling, even if they are both negative, you will still get a positive return. So this is a really different way of investing. And in times of volatility, this is a fund that actually does quite well. And in 2022, it did extremely well. And it can do well as long as that relationship holds, even if the market's going straight up. So 2018 is another year that it did very, very well. A lot of people have the misconception that alternatives are risky because you hear the word hedge fund and you automatically think of the headlines. And so people have this misconception that, alternatives are risky. The fact of the matter is there's hedge in the name for a reason. They're actually looking to mitigate risk. And so many times these actually are ways to further diversify our portfolio in a way to make it easier to ride through the rough spots. I'm a huge believer in them, and I'm very, very much let people know that this is not just for, rich people, that anybody can actually invest in alternative investment product. There's plenty of offerings out there in ETF and mutual fund form.